Hey, what's up, everyone? This is OnlyFlops episode 2, and we're not going to take too much time talking about what this is because you should probably go back and hear our explanation in the first episode. If you want to enter, it doesn't really require much effort at all. The info is all in this video's description. With that, I'm going to introduce Jeremy here.
What's up, guys?
Is that all you want to say?
Nah, I don't know, man. Follow me on Twitter.
You were like so big on that Twitter thing. I don't know what your what your deal is there. What do you have? 23 followers right now?
23, baby. Let's get that up to 23 million.
We're gonna fix that for you after this video. Okay. Anyway, let's get into the first entry. Okay. Impressions, Jeremy. What do you have to say about this?
It's like it doesn't look like it's like that bad of a build. It's just pure clutter.
Yeah, pure
There's
clutter.
no organization.
He's got the hashtag OnlyFlops right there on the top. That's awesome. He's got a laptop. He's got dual monitors. A ton of cables, though. That's what I have the biggest issue with. I think in this shot, it is super cluttered on that desk, and it's driving my OCD insane.
There's a lot of freaking stuff going on in this picture, man. I don't even know where to start.
You can tell there's like zero effort went into cable management. I wonder if his PC looks as bad as this. Check out the second photo.
It's not that bad.
I mean, it's still pretty bad, though. I mean, look at this whole mess here to the right of the graphics card. Like, what? It's I don't know, man. It's too much. But this first shot is just this is not a good first impression. I will say, whoever this is, if you're a gentleman, do not bring your lady in here with your desk looking like that. Huge turnoff. Third photo leaves a lot to be. I mean, this looks dirtier than I initially thought it was, right?
Dude, it's so gross. There's like so much dust down there, bro. There's like something living in there for sure, like a rat.
And this is going to sound super picky, but I really hate the fact that there's mismatched SSDs. Like, it just bothers me a lot because they look so different. One's like a bright silver with a blue sticker, and the other one has no sticker at all, just like a kind of anthracite color with a bigger logo. And we still have one more photo. Oof. Yeah. This is pretty bad.
Dude, it's an absolute nest.
It literally looks like a rat's nest. This is so bad. I would just start from scratch. If I was tasked with cable managing this, I would literally disconnect everything because at this point you're kind of at a dead end. This is so bad. Okay, we need a score now. So we're gonna score off camera. This is something we changed. We're each gonna have our own scores, 10 being the worst for each category. We'll show the categories here on screen for you. Okay, so all of you can see the scores. We don't have a graphic yet that we can see live. So we're just gonna run through one by one what you scored each thing. PC cleanliness, I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 6.
Okay, we're pretty close there. PC cable management, I gave it a 6.
I gave it an 8.
An 8? Okay, that's pretty high. So you think that's among the worst cable management out there, huh?
I think the back of it's horrible, dude.
Let me look at that one real quick. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The back, I'm going to change mine to a 7. I completely forgot about that. I think it's a 7. That's not worse than that, though, in my opinion. Okay, PC performance, I gave it a 3.
I also gave it a 3.
Awesome. We're on the same page there. Setup cleanliness, I gave it a 7.
I gave it an 8.
Okay, we're pretty close. And the last one is quality of furniture. That's a pretty nice looking desk on that first photo. I'll pivot to it again. I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 5.
A 5? But you think it could be a lot better than that, huh?
I didn't get to see the chair. I didn't get to see the chair.
That's true. The chair's not there.
Back to the first thing. As far as we know, this man is standing.
Yeah, but if you say that, then everyone's going to send us photos with no chair so that they get higher scores. I mean, we have to judge by what we see, not what we don't see. So any assumption could obviously offset things. I would revise that if I were you, just so that we're consistent going forward and we're not influencing.
All right, I'm gonna give it 1. I'll bump it 1.
You're gonna give it a 4. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. I can't see any of the tables, so.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's true. Okay, so we're gonna move on now to listing number 2. I think this one's gonna be a good one. You see that? It's the second photo, right?
Oh, you want that? Okay.
That's the setup.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. This is this is great. This is exactly what we want in these submissions, right? I mean, it is a pretty humble setup. The desk is that almost looks like a TV dinner stand. It's slightly bigger than that. You can see it's got those little like X legs, little hinge legs on the bottom.
I love the Apple sticker on the pencil holder, whatever that is. It's an interesting touch.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is an Apple logo. Dude, I had one of those on my PlayStation 2 for the longest time. I thought I was such a cool kid because I had an authentic Apple sticker. Anyway, so this is a pretty humble setup, we can agree. Let's pivot to the first photo, which I believe is of the rig, and oh my god.
I had this exact motherboard back in the day.
This is so rough. Oh, that is about as bare bones as it gets. For some reason, he has his front panel off. I'm not sure why. Probably so that fan up front gets some airflow. Otherwise, it's gonna be completely choked.
Dude, it's like the ugliest computer I think we've had so far. Like it is like I can't I don't even know. I have no words.
It's pretty dang bad. I don't know. We have two other photos. Maybe we'll see even more. Oh, photo number 3. Look at the Easter egg on the deck. Yes.
Where did he get that photo from?
I love it. I love it. That was one of my old profile pictures on some social media site, maybe Instagram or something. That's pretty awesome that he threw that back. And if you notice his case down there at the bottom, there's like no space for air to move through that front panel. So I can totally see why his front panel was off in that previous shot. It is just being choked to death.
I will add that we haven't acknowledged the plastic wrapping on the chair yet. So it's either brand new or this man's been sitting cheeks to plastic this whole time.
Cheeks to plastic. Whoa, 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 dude! Look at those headphones. Do you see? Just noticed those. Oh, this is great. I love this setup. It's so resourceful, and it is definitely rough. I would dare go so far as to say it is very trashy, and it's perfect. So far, I think this one's in the lead. I think so you got one more photo here, just a close up of the motherboard. Yep, the CPU cooler there, that stock Intel cooler is definitely dirty. Ooh, do you see the dust caked up around the rear I/O, especially that like bottom section there for audio? That is so bad.
So gross.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Jeremy, we need a score. We'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. I got mine. I'm curious what you said. This is going to be pretty good. Okay, so how about this time you read your scores first?
For PC cleanliness, I got an 8.
I gave it a 6. I was more lenient to you. I'm surprised on that one. What about cable management?
I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 5. I think, wow, I'm surprised. You're grading this one stricter than I am. What about performance?
I gave it a 9.
I gave it an 8. We're on the same page there. Core i3 2120 and no GPU. So this is a very stripped down, bare bones rig. The setup. Let me pivot over to the setup. What did you score that?
I gave it a 4.
I actually gave it a 3. I think it's a pretty clean setup in terms of cleanliness. I'm quite surprised. I mean, he's got freaking plastic over the chair, for Pete's sake. Like, that's how much more clean can you get, right?
It was the headphones for me, dog.
That's true. The headphones are pretty disgusting. But there's a lot more to it than just the headphones, which, I mean, we're not far off there. Okay, and lastly, quality of furniture. I'm very curious about this one.
I gave this one a 4.
A 4? I gave it a 6, dude. You like this furniture?
I like the furniture that's got a nice chair.
The chair is
and
nice.
The table is clean and it fits everything he needs.
The table is clean, yes, but it does appear a bit sketchy. The legs look a bit thin and weak. I don't know. I just feel like that thing's gonna collapse at any moment. I might be wrong, but okay, it is what it is. Let's move on then to entry number 3. Okay, let's see. Pulling it up here. All right, Jeremy, you ready?
I'm ready.
So let's pivot to the setup shot first, which is the last photo. I already know who the top contenders are for this one. You know what's surprising? The PC looks super clean. It's actually
it's made with fence posts. The table, fence posts.
It is. It's pretty clever actually, but I'm just so shocked by the stark contrast between the build and the rest of the setup. Oh my god!
I don't know, man. It's like the PC didn't tell the rest of the setup that it's 2022.
We obviously have our hashtag OnlyFlops that's required for every entry. Is that a projector on the right? That looks like a projector from like a middle school or something. I don't know what that is. I can't tell.
No. Oh, I know what it is. It's it's one of those controllers to play like Street Fighter and like Tekkit. What's it called? Tekkit?
that big black box over. Oh yeah, it's the
Yeah,
arcade
that's an
setup.
arcade.
Oh,
That's
I
an
didn't see
arcade
the
setup.
joystick. Oh, that's cool. And the buttons. That's actually pretty sick. I like the clock. It's probably a bit bright there under the monitor, but that clock's pretty sick. It's clean. I don't like the cable management underneath the desk, but I mean, you got a fan to cool your balls off when you're gaming, so that's pretty sweet. Like, why else would that be there? That is
Also,
for.
I also like his bling next to that weird controller thing on the far right.
Wait, the blink.
Keeps all his
Oh, we got
bling
some
near him.
watches over there. Okay, we got some nice pieces. I like that. Okay, so let's try next the first photo, which is a shot of the build with the lights on. So that's this one here. And I'd say it looks pretty clean, right? In a white case, it works. It's got some RGB in it. It's definitely dirty, though. This one and the next shot after. Oh, yeah, the second shot. That reveals the dust. Can you see those front fan plates?
They're clear. You can tell they're like meant to be see through,
They
but
were. Yep.
you definitely can't anymore.
Oh, this is screaming PCD. I would love to get my hands on this. This is definitely rough. And we'll check out the last photo, which is a close-up of the crotch fan, which I just think is the icing on the cake for this. If there was never a more confusing setup than this, I would understand.
All right, guys, we got the scores, and I'm gonna go ahead and read off the first one, which is PC cleanliness, and I gave that one a 7. Greg, what did you give that one?
I gave it a 5. Why are you being more harsh than I am? That's really strange. I mean, I'm okay with it. That's why we have separate scores here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give it a 5. Cable management, what did you give that one?
I gave that one a 4.
I gave it a 3. We can only grade what we see. So obviously, if cable management looks really rough behind the motherboard tray, show us. That's the whole point. You don't have to show us 2 shots of essentially the same thing, one with or without the RGB. It's just kind of a waste, in my opinion. Show us the dirty stuff. That's the whole point of the series. So, yeah, I probably lost a few points there. PC performance. This system has, let me pull it up real quick here, 2200G and a 660 Ti. What'd you rate it?
I gave that one a 7.
A 7. I gave it a 6, so we're pretty similar there. And then setup cleanliness, which I think this shot best depicts, I gave that one a 4.
I gave it a 5.
Okay, we're pretty close. And quality of furniture. This one I gave, just because it is pretty bare bones, I gave it a 7.
I gave it an 8.
An 8. Okay, we're I think on the same page there. Not too bad. All right, so let's move on to the last listing then. Okay. I mean, the first shot's not bad. I think the impressions right out of the box seems to be cleaner than the last two that we just went over. I don't know. What do you think, Jeremy?
I don't know, man. It seems like it's the classroom special for sure.
The
It's
classroom special.
that
That's
classroom
true. That
special.
Logitech keyboard and that monitor, those were definitely middle school, high school vibes for sure. Let's pivot to the second photo. The insides. Ooh, dude, okay. It looks like stuff's living in this one. That looks like those look like insects. I'm just gonna go out and say it. Those look like insects in there. Um,
Or rat poop.
Could be. That's true. I mean, yeah, who knows at this point? We need some close-up shots. The cable management is disaster. I have no idea why the SATA cables are spun like freaking candy canes. That is bothering the heck out of me. I just noticed that. Who does that? It's like
Hey
that,
man, people pay a lot of money for that on keyboard cables now.
that
All right.
yeah, the little. I'll never understand that inside of the industry. But anyway, this is so. It's driving me nuts. Anything else that just stands out to you? I think the Punta power supply is pretty.
You see that? It's so.
It's actually
bad, dude.
called Punta. I love that. It's a 500 watt unit. It's got a check mark next to the 500, so that's how you know it's a.
They don't even have a separate sticker for each model. They just manually mark it.
That's it. That's how you know. Yeah, this one's probably a 500. We'll just throw a number out there. It looks pretty good. I also just noticed there's no graphics card. So there's that. Is this a gaming rig? Does he say he games with this?
He says that he gets 30 frames on Valorant, which I do not believe
No
that you can
way.
get
Hold
with
on,
just a
let's see.
Pentium CPU.
Intel Pentium Gold G50. That's actually that used to be a decent CPU there. No graphics card. PSU unknown. I love I love that. PSU unknown. It is what it is. Gigabyte H310, 1 terabyte hard disk drive, 4 gigs of RAM. So the fact that there's no SSD in here, I mean that's a pretty steep hit. Yeah, this third shot, the top down shot is pretty gross. Just better viewing for whatever crap that is at the base of the case. And the fourth photo, a close-up of that disgusting Intel cooler. My friend, please take that out back and shoot it.
All right, let's go ahead and get to the grading here.
Alrighty, and let's go over the scores. So, PC cleanliness, I gave this a 7, so pretty high on the totem pole. What'd you give it?
I gave it an 8.
Okay, we're pretty close there. Cable management, this is disgusting. I think the first one that we looked at was a bit worse, though. I gave this a 6.
I gave it a 7.
Wow, we have not... I don't think we've agreed on a single score yet. Maybe like 1 or 2. I'm kind of surprised.
I think we agreed on 1.
1, yeah. PC performance, I gave this a 7. It has, just to recall here, it has a G5400 and no graphics card.
I gave it a 9, and I think you graded too nicely there.
Okay, so the reason I gave this a 7 and not a 9 is because we have to reference the second listing, and that I give it an 8. And that is a worse setup than this one, because this one has a G5400 and no graphics card. That second one, if I recall, had an i3-2120 or something in it. That's an older, cheaper CPU, like significantly older. So that's why I gave this one a 7.
Yeah, let me move my score to a 7. I didn't think about it that way compared to the it probably
Yeah,
is
and
a
this
7.
obviously the PC performance one, you have to have some context. Some of these scores we have to look up, not the scores themselves, but the performance of the components. And Jeremy is obviously not as familiar with this as I am, because I do this for a living, so I kind of have an advantage there. Setup cleanliness, I gave it a 3. We can't judge too much here. I mean, there's a bit of cabling issues and stuff, but we don't see your desk very well. You have a cloth or whatever over it. We can't give it a high score, which is essentially a bad score, but good for winning the gift card, because we can't see anything. So I give it a 3. What'd you give it?
I also gave it a 3 for the exact same reason you just stated.
All right.
You can't see anything.
Cool, yeah, so we agree on that one. Last one, quality of furniture. It's exactly the same story. I had to give it a 3. It doesn't look like it's super nice furniture. I mean, it is fairly old looking, but we can't see too much more of that.
I gave it a 3 as well, just for the same reasons as the last score. You just can't see any of it.
Okay, so that is that. This one was pretty gross. We need to tally up all the scores now and see who was the winner, which means they had the worst setup. I guess kind of an oxymoron. But anyway, let's tally up the scores. Okay, so I'm just doing some quick math in my head, and it does look like listing number 2, entry number 2, is the winner for having the worst setup. So that would be, let me pivot on over here. This one right here, Hussein Mustansir. I don't know if I pronounced that right, I apologize. But @Mustansir, we're gonna reach out to you on Twitter. You just won a $100 Amazon gift card, and hopefully you take those funds and you spruce up your setup a bit. My 2 cents, I would say maybe get yourself a slightly larger desk. Definitely a headphone upgrade. You need a headphone upgrade. That we can both agree on that. But I think you need a little more real estate, because this desk is cutting it awfully close, my friend. That mouse pad is just barely fitting there.
I think you should invest in a graphics card.
Okay, that's actually a good point. If you're just worried about performance, that's definitely the way to go. Maybe a graphics card, because he doesn't have one yet, or maybe a desk. All right, so with that, again, congratulations to entry number 2. We'll reach out to him, and thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this more condensed format. I think Jeremy and I are starting to feed off of each other a lot better. We're starting to bounce off ideas, and we're not taking too long to hash out the scores, because our scores are totally independent, apart from small influences when it comes to PC performance and what have you. But overall, I think this format works, and hopefully going forward, we'll be able to improve upon this even more. Leave your feedback in the comment section below about what you thought of OnlyFlops episode number 2. There'll be more to come.
Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to click the link below and follow me on Twitter. I just made an account, so
you're such a tryhard with Twitter, bro. So yeah, I guess follow him on Twitter, and we'll see you in the next video. My name's Greg. His name's Jeremy. Thanks for cringing with us.